All right, y'all. What's up? Damn. Got a hole in my shirt, man. Oh, that's what must have been when I welded with this shirt. Don't ever weld with one of these type of shirts on, man. Yeah. It's Thursday morning. It's like our Friday. Today's the last day of the week that we're going to work. So, you know, it is what it is, man, right? We are made it through another week of the dry weather, and looks like it's going to be raining tomorrow, tonight, and all day tomorrow. That's what it looks like. So, super excited about that. Go figure. So, me and the Zack Attack, y'all. We don't really have a lot to do today. It's gonna be a short day. Probably around $400, and we won't even. We shouldn't even be out here till lunchtime. We done got everything done that we need to get done before this rain comes in. So they're calling for a lot of rain, but you know, you never know, man. I'm still waiting on the county to get back with me on the plans I submitted, and yeah, I expect them to approve it, you know, here in the next you know, 7 or 8, you know, business days, really. And really, by law today, I could have done all this work by myself, and it still not take us any longer. But everybody needs to get paid today, so we done kind of caught up. And this rain might help us a little bit, but it's gonna get tough sledding for us, man. And like a lot of you guys talking about in the comments, you know, people are not spending money, man. And I hope I didn't make a mistake by going forward with this building. You know, no word on the Takahoochee yet, and I'm a bit weary. You know, I don't know what kind of losses, or not losses, but how much less money I've made this year overall. But I haven't looked at the hardcore numbers. I don't feel like I have done a lot more money this year than I did last year, like I normally feel. Normally this time of year, I'm like, hell yeah, man, it's looking, you know, good, and I can, you know, it's obvious that the business is doing better and better. But I don't know, so I don't know about this year. I think I'm right along the same lines as last year. I don't think we've grown any as far as money goes. And the scary part about that is I didn't buy any equipment or nothing, so I don't really even have any major thing that I had to buy that would, you know, justify or whatever the profit being down, right? I haven't had to buy a mower or nothing. I mean, if anything, the profit should be at an all-time high, and they're not. That I don't think. I haven't really researched the numbers yet or nothing. All right, y'all. I don't know how much footage I'm gonna get today, but it ain't nothing exciting, man. I'll kick it. Okay, guys. Y'all know what it is. We're over here working on these 2 empty properties here. Y'all know we did a cleanup over here on this one, but look, and I did a video, I think, where they had a bunch of trees marked, and apparently the county, city, or power company or somebody, they took all those trees out, but they left a huge mess, man. You know, I mean, they took this tree out, and look at the half-ass job they did grinding the stump. Look at that. It's all up on top of the ground. All these stumps that they took out, the tree, they just did a half-ass job. See? And then they took out this batch of privet here, And they didn't even, I mean, they didn't do anything here. I don't even know why they would even take it out. Because what that does is that exposes the whole side of the house now. See, used to, you couldn't see none of this. So the owners are probably going to be wanting, well, I don't know what they're going to want. I'm going to pitch it to them. We need to clean all this up. We need to trim that magnolia tree off the house. We need to get in here and with the skid steer and try to get this level. And then look at this. Look at this big cavity right here. That's a big hole, man. It goes down, it looks like about 8 feet, man. That's pretty big, pretty deep. I don't know what. Wow. It looks like an old septic tank. That's what it is. Because there's the, yeah. How far down? It looks like it goes down, yeah, 6 or 7 feet, man. So this needs to be filled in, something. I don't know. I bet the owners don't even know about this. And for this, we're in downtown Sonoa, Georgia, and this road's a main road. I mean, and we're on a corner lot, and this looks absolutely terrible. So, and it's really important to these owners that the properties don't look bad. I hope Zach don't tear nothing up over there. But y'all can see there's a lot of work that needs doing over here. So I'm fixing to go in here, get in the truck for a minute and call her and see if we can get the outside work. Because what basically, and this is my thinking, what basically needs to happen here, and this is when I do this kind of pitching. I don't normally pitch this kind of thing in the summertime. I don't have time. And I don't know what their plan is, and I guess we'll have to wait and see, because y'all see all those pipe right there. So they're putting pipe in. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be putting pipe in this far up though. Would they? This looks like way off the right of way. I don't know. The owner told me 2 weeks ago, he said that he did not have these, that he did not mark these trees to have them cut. I don't know if the right of way goes back that far. It might. I don't know. I would think that the right of way would be like at the bottom of that ditch. But right here, what's the plan for right here? See, if you can't put grass here, what are you going to put here? What are you going to do here? Because from the street, this looks absolutely terrible. It looked better with all the green stuff there, and they didn't clean up. See, other contractors, man, you can gauge how good or bad you are based on what other contractors do. And there's no way that I would have dropped those trees and ground these stumps and left it like this. It's terrible, man. Terrible. And if I was the owner over here, and I don't see how. Maybe he just didn't know. Maybe one of his partners had all this done. I just don't see how the county or the city or the power company can come this deep up into the property. It looks like it's a lot. I mean, it looks like it's way off the right of way. But there's a lot of bylaws and stuff when you're dealing with the power company and the water company, and where they're putting these lines in and all that. So they may. I mean, they may just depot this, Good thing, because well, that big tree right there, if I can find the video, that big tree right there, that big tree was all up in the power line, and it looks like they just maneuvered over, but they left it a mess, y'all. I mean, they call that grinding a stump. And again, maybe, and I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, maybe they're going to put those water lines, they got all them water lines out there, all the water pipe or whatever pipe they did, maybe they're going to put that pipe in here. I don't know. I would just think they would be closer to the road. What do y'all think, man? And if they're going to put that, there's no way that this right here, being that close to the septic tank, is that. There's no way that I'm standing on county property. I got to be on the owner's property here. No way that this is right away. But what do I know? I'm just a lawn care Chuck.
So, but this needs, that hole needs filling in big time. And that's just some of my thoughts on maybe getting some more work. I'm fixing to go call the general manager and see if she's interested in us doing at some point over here. But if they were gonna, you know, dig the stumps out to put pipe in, then they wouldn't have hired a grinder to come in here. They just would have dug, they would have left the stumps there and dug them out with a big excavator. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I'm having some throttle cable issues here, and you know why? Because it's getting too hot. It's actually throwing heat all up in here like it ain't supposed to. I put the new fan on there. Yeah. Let me call her.
So I want to ask you guys something. So when you guys are doing, like, you know, leaf cleanups, not really a cleanup, but just, you know, where there's some leaves on it, how do y'all normally do it? Do y'all change it up from the summertime? Like during the summer, y'all know I like to weed eat first. And I know everybody doesn't do that, and that's, you know, each his own. But in the wintertime, or this time of year, when the leaves, when you're dealing with some leaves, and they ain't got to be a lot of leaves, or, you know, do y'all normally? Well, I'm gonna tell you how I do it. What I normally do is I blow first. It ain't not a hardcore finish blow, but I blow. Some of the beds out lightly, not hardcore. Because, you know, this time of year you don't have to, because we know we got more coming down. I blow out, I blow the porches and everything off, get all the leaves out into the yard where I can get them with a lawnmower. That's the first thing I do. I don't start mowing and then, you know, and then come back and blow after I mow. I mean, I do blow after I mow, but it's just a finished blow. It's not nothing, you know. My thinking is, and I might be wrong, you know, my thinking is, if you on the leaf, you got to change up things a little bit. Like on the leaves, if you blow, if you mow first, then you can't get all the leaves with the mower. My goal is always to get to where I'm trying to get with the mower. I want the mower to do everything, man. Everything that it can, that makes sense. And if I pull up on a job and there's some leaves on the ground, and I start you know, mowing the leaves up, then when I'm done, I couldn't, you know, I'm gonna have to blow all the beds out and then blow them right on the freshly cut yard. I'm gonna have to blow you know, things out. And then the wind's blowing, so then it's going to take the leaves right where I just mowed. I'm just curious what everybody else does, because I see a lot of guys, not on YouTube or anything, but out here with me working where they're, you know, they're on a mower and they're mowing the leaves, which you have to. I get that, but then they have to, you know, stop to blow out anyway, and then they got to blow again, you know. I mean, I'm just curious, do you guys blow first in the wintertime, fall, or do you mow first? I mow last, and well, I blow off last too, but when I pull up on a property that's got some leaves and stuff on it, I go on and hit it with the blower, you know, get the leaves away from the beds, away from the porch, away from the cars, away from everything, you know. And then I use the mower to push the leaves to this wood line, to that wood line, And then if I have to mulch the leaves up, then I want to make sure that I'm not going to overwhelm the yard with leaf clippings where you can't even see the green. So that's when I push the leaves to the wood line. Now most of our properties don't get like that, but sometimes in some areas of the yard they do. But I was just wondering how everybody else does it. I'm not saying I'm right or whatever. I'm just curious how everybody else does things. Anyway, that's a wrap on today. We didn't do a lot, but we're done. And yeah,
just chilling. Okay, y'all. So let's go up here on the hill and let's check out the drainage pipe, see how it did. So yeah, see if we can get over here to this without getting all muddy. So the water is shedding a little bit better. Right here, last time it rained, and it didn't rain much, it puddled up big time right here. See, I got a little hole right there. All this will get graded after we put the building up. My main thing is just trying to stay out of the mud. So I've been thinking about putting a French drain right here too. So it'll catch some of the water. You know, see that's shedding water pretty good. And I saw that high spot right there. It's looking good up here though, it really is. Now, I'm hoping that before we put the building in, that this will settle some. So y'all see what I did is I put some dirt, about a foot of dirt, 1.5 feet of dirt up against the shipping container, kind of using it as just to lift this ground up a little bit where it wasn't so deep of a drop. And y'all can see the water's going, slowly but surely. See if any water is sitting up here on the flat spot. My thinking is I'm pretty much going to have to run drainage all the way around the building. And I know it might not be necessary, but see, last time it rained, and it's rained a pretty good bit, water sat right here. It was all in here, right here. So that's pretty good. Yeah, and see, I like the way the gravel, there's a little bit of a drop from the concrete, right? See, over here, I'm gonna have to do something on this edge, because the edge of the building is gonna be about right here where my foot is. So something about right there. Now over there, it's going to go to the slab, to the edge of the slab, but over here it's not. Now I don't know what they're going to put here to make it where water don't come in. I may have to do some modifying, as we go. But see, this ground right here is going to be real soft. See this? Yeah. See. Yeah. So as I stand right here and look, you can see where it's higher right there, because I realized once I started, bringing the dirt from the shipping container back to the slab, I started seeing where some of it got a little bit higher than other places. So, and it didn't have to be perfect or nothing, but one thing's going to happen for me to. It's gonna have to be, I'm gonna have to, yeah, this needs to be down, at least a couple of inches, so we don't have water and sediment coming back on the slab, right? So that's pretty much, and there's really no water sitting anywhere that's not expected. I expect water to sit right there because, well, I haven't cleaned all that up yet. I'm not worried about that. And one thing that I can do, I can either do it by hand or what. One thing I could do is you can use this, the forks here. You can just take this fork right here off and put that fork on, and leave that fork on and put it toward the center a little bit, and you could go down the edge of this, pressing and making you a small little, I don't want to say trench, but you could push the dirt down, compact it really good, and be pretty precise with the edge of the fork. But you can't do it with two of them because one of them is going to be on the concrete and dragging the hell out of the concrete. You can tell where, and all this right here is just, all this shit right here is going to get moved. And well, the whole damn fence is coming down. I'm just not going to spend no money on anything. Now I will build another fence. I will personally do that. Me and Zach will do that. Once the building's up, and I'm gonna try, my goal, and you never know, things can change. I'm gonna try and build the fence before next summer, sometime this off season. But my money's got to be flowing a little bit better than it is right now. The money's not flowing right now like I want it to. It's okay. I'm not, you know, but I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of more money on anything until the building is built, and to make sure I don't run into some unseen cost. I don't really know what cost I'm gonna run into, and I can go down through here with that same concept with the forks right here and lay one of the forks right down beside the concrete there, and I could press it down, making a little bit of a trench. But I will probably end up on this side doing it with a bucket, because what I may end up doing here is I may end up digging a trench to catch water here, you know, and put a pipe in right here with gravel. Yeah. But I think everything looks pretty good over here, y'all, to be honest. I really do. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all, you know, considering it rained all night. I'm about to look at some videos and stuff and see how some of the other building go. And then Eddie H sent me some pictures of the bottom of his building, and the way they did it, they went to the edge of the slab because his slab was poured specifically for that building. Now, what happens if your slab's bigger than the building? See, the way his went down the outside of the building, the metal, like on the outside of that, it went down, you know, like this far over the slab. And so that will keep, so I guess they have a piece of steel running right along the slab, and then I guess they fasten the siding, the metal siding, to that piece of steel, you know, at the bottom there. But that really doesn't keep it airtight, watertight. I mean, unless they're putting some kind of rubber seal underneath the metal strip that goes on the slab. There's a metal strip, but see, this metal strip is going to be here, so how are they gonna, they're not going to be able to overhang the outside of the concrete here. See, I don't know how they're going to do that, you know, but they're going to have to do it like that. I mean, I'm sure people have bigger slabs. What if I wanted to get a 20 by 20 building put on this slab? They would have to work with, they would have to figure out a way to, I mean, I know there's a way, I just don't know it. I'm not sure how they do it. I don't have any experience with metal buildings. But once the building is here, y'all, then see, and it's, you know, approved by the county and everything is legit with the building, then I can go into the building and I can do a lot of things that, you know, to seal it myself personally. Because I can know how to do it. I got to see what I'm working with first, you know. What I'm good at is coming up with ideas to fix stuff that, you know, at the end of the day, if water comes into the building, it's not a major detrimental thing if water seeps in on the floor. But I don't want to have a building that's leaking water from the roof or from the floor. I want the building to be watertight, and it's going to be watertight. And if they don't make it watertight like I think it should be, then it won't cost me a lot to caulk and do stuff like that, you know, to keep water out. Because you can buy caulking and all kinds of stuff these days, you know. My thinking is, and I don't know for sure, my thinking is they gotta have a metal strip on the floor to fasten to. Now, if they don't put a rubber seal under that metal strip, then when they're done, I can caulk the outside corner of that metal strip. And I'll probably end up doing, there's a lot of little things that I'm going to do after the building is erected that they probably, well, they would charge to do, you know. The only little perk that I got with the building is insulation in the roof. I did not get insulation in the wall. This building's going to be big, y'all. Look at that, man. It's going to be freaking huge. I'm not even going to know how to act, man. And you never know, somewhere down the line, you never know, man. I mean, there are ways, you know, in the game that we're in, y'all, there are ways you can make a lot of money really fast. I might end up putting a lift in here. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do, you know. So I'm definitely going to take that fence down. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I just want to get the building up. I'm not even worried about running the power to it right now or nothing, because the Georgia Power won't do anything until the building is, well, it's got to be approved, you know, by the county. So they want it. You can't even go online and find out a lot of information other than the fact that once you get it approved by the county, the building plans are approved, then it becomes a construction site, and you got to put a, and then they'll run power to a construction site. That's pretty much, you know, and I don't know how much I'm going to have to pay for all that, but all that's up in the air. We're going to see whatever's the best way to do it. My thinking is I might just, since the house box is a pretty good ways away, what I may do is I may just have Georgia Power run me a line from this out there where that there's a box out here by the road, and they can just run me a damn line, and I'll put a meter on the side of the thing, and I'll just have another you know, 2 power bills for the property. I mean, see that green box? That green box has everything to do with the power to my house, because lightning struck that box or something happened to that box and they had to replace it, and we didn't have power for 2 days. So this box is the box that goes to my house. They can run a line from that box right down through here, you know, and I'll have to pay something, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, y'all.